Hey, all you baseball and tomfoolery nerds. We're back once again for another fun-filled, crazy week of baseball and randomness. I'm going to give you guys two names, Neil Armstrong and Brandon Lee. What do they have in common? Pete Crow Armstrong. Brandon Lee was in the first Crow. He's the one who passed away, unfortunately. But yeah, that's second. I couldn't think of anything else for Crow. But Pete Crow Armstrong, is he taking Ellie's place as the most electric player in baseball? Like, hands down, this guy is doing incredible things. He definitely might be faster than Ellie. Let's see. We got a whole season of Pete Crow. Cahoots. I'm saying. The umps in the Phils game reversed them. Balk call to take away a scoring opportunity from the Phils and extras. We'll talk more about enforcing the rules that are in place that get overlooked or looked over later. We have another group. One more group of suits telling people how to do their job. And they've never done that job before. I'm all for fighting the man, especially when it's a bunch of corporate suits and they don't know what the job is. A's prospect, Nick Kurtz, finally made his debut for the A's. But their broadcast must pause between his first and last name. This way they don't get in trouble. Yeah, that's comical. Witnessing an independent league game may be fun. Witnessing a double play in said game. Cool. 5 double plays. Cool. Witnessing said double play turn into a brawl in the stands with the first baseman. Fantastic. The first baseman for an independent league, the team is escaping me. I don't know why I didn't write it down. He went into the stands and brawled with the fans because they were saying some very unsightly things then. Good thing you're independent. Speaking of brawls, Yasiel Puig, he's still brawling. This time he's doing it in the KBO. He still has that chip on his shoulder and he won't take. Is that KBO style or Gangnam style? I'm not sure. Tommy Pham, listen. He is the one who does not take. Tommy Pham, just don't mess with him. He's about that life. He's a dog. Speaking of dogs, I've got 2 here, foaming at the mouth, ready to attack this week's episode of Drunks in the Ponds. Like, follow, subscribe, and most importantly, stay drunk.
Let's kick it off. Drunks on the Pond, episode 45. The boys are back. The vibes are high. And the Phillies are absolute dogs. Thank you, God, for the day off. So, when I was on my lunch break today, I was thinking baseball. And, I didn't bring this question to you guys because I didn't think it was really worth talking about.
Surprise?
Topic-wise. But I was thinking of who was the player that had the 5-tool resume, but just never put it together. And I think when I say that, the first name should come to everyone's mind is Lastings Millage. I mean,
that's all
because I came across a scouting report, and my God, dude, the way they glazed him was raw power, fastest bat in the 03 class, fast as hell, great glove. The guy had everything. Now, if you don't know the story of Lastings Millage, he did not last that very long, and he's probably more notable for wearing the number 85 than any baseball clips or highlights. But yeah, shout out Lastings Millage. Great 5-tool player, couldn't put it together. Here's to you.
The Mets, right?
The Mets drafted him first round, I think, first pick. Yeah, for $2 million. And I can tell you one thing, he did not last that long on the Mets. I think 2 years at most. Then he went to Washington, Pittsburgh, the White Sox.
Shout out to his time in Washington. Shout out to Lastings.
Was that around the time your dad was there?
Yeah, 08, yeah.
He was getting mentored.
I remember that.
He was getting mentored, but he just didn't want to listen. He didn't listen.
I'm pretty sure there's a photo online of Lastings holding my dad's card suitcase, and they're walking into the stadium, all suited out.
We know he wasn't holding his dress strap because he couldn't do that.
No. But when you say that, I mean, There's two guys I could think of. I mean, number one overall pick in that 03 draft, my uncle Damon. I mean, definitely had all the intangibles, everything there for himself. Just personal hurdles got in the way of his own success, but definitely had everything. Like I remember being a kid and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I threw 97 as a junior." Like, okay, yeah, no, had everything. I mean, even when he went out to Mexico and Australia, tearing it up out there. I mean, just again, personal hurdles, and it's unfortunate, but again, what can you do about it? But then you also have a guy like Elijah Dukes, another one. We were literally just talking about this before we even got on stream.
The GOAT.
Personal hurdles that, yeah, personal hurdles that got in the way of his own success. And I mean, very talented. When we think about having everything there, I remember him just being one of those dudes. But does a guy like Cameron Maben count? Because, I mean,
I'll be honest. I think his Cameron lasted in the league longer than he probably should have. I really wouldn't put him on any list where.
yeah, but he played 15 seasons and he doesn't even have 1,000 hits. He has 72 career home runs, 254 batting average, 187 stolen bases.
The number one thing that he always had going for him was defense. So that one didn't slip away.
Going 15 years in the majors is no small feat. I mean, we've seen great players who haven't gone 15 years. And, you know, you can put them average, probably below average. But to go 15 years, like the guy went 5 years past the point where you get the 10-year mark and you get the lifetime pass to any stadium. Like, I think when you get that card, I think you're kind of exempt from a lot of arguments.
You've made it. I get that. That makes sense. That's a good point. I got one. Actually, I got two.
That's just my personal opinion.
It's not an invalid opinion. I actually agree with that. I mean, 10 years in the league, not easy to do.
Not at all. And I mean, he played in 1,162 career games. So what does that come out to? 10, 11 total seasons.
Yeah. I mean, I got two.
I mean, yeah.
I got two guys, and two of them from the same team, relatively same era, the Seattle Mariners. Franklin Gutierrez and Kyle Lewis, two guys who were supposed to be their second coming of Griffey replacement until J-Rod burst on the scene. Both of them were absolute top prospects. They had pretty damn solid rookie seasons. And then, yes, sir.
A guy like Franklin Gutierrez, 12 years, has a higher career WAR than Cameron. Yeah, and he's a Gold Glove winner.
Right.
So
shows how much the West Coast shows up in my feed.
Yeah.
But Kyle Lewis
was the other one?
The list.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Lewis, man, he had a pretty damn good rookie and sophomore season, and then just Mariners either gave up or he did. That's two guys that I actually really liked. They were fantasy demons for surprisingly more than a season. You hit me with Kyle Lewis' stats?
There's no Kyle Lewis at the name of it.
Who the hell am I
saying? Kyle Lewis.
Lewis, Lewis.
Kyle Lewis.
I got him right here.
Louis.
Lifetime batting average 235, 26 bombs.
Rookie of the year. Yeah. My apologies.
You're good.
Yeah, rookie of the year, Kyle.
If we want to go failed rookie of the year, I mean, Eric Hinsky.
Well, I mean, my biggest thing is, I mean, he got rookie of the year in 2020.
Yeah.
We bust on the Dodgers all the time, calling it a Mickey Mouse ring and all this other shit. I mean, did we do the same thing for the awards handed out that year? I mean, listen, I'm not shitting on the guy. He didn't have a bad year. He hit 11 home runs, 28 RBIs in 58 games.
Yeah.
Hit 262. I mean, he had a good year, but still a shortened season. I don't know.
Jose Abreu was your MVP for the AL. Who was the NL MVP? Who was the NL MVP that year? It was a weird one too.
Ooh, okay. If you're talking failed Failed rookie of the year. Bobby Crosby count? I don't like saying that. I like Bobby Crosby.
Bobby Crosby can pick
Crosby.
it. That kid can pick it.
Yeah, but
I haven't heard
236
that in a
career average,
long time.
62 home run. It's 276 batting average. I mean, nothing to write home about. Hasn't been the greatest thing since Red. I'm just going through right now since I was born at least. Jeremy Hellickson, 76,
Remember
75.
Hallie was a dog.
I mean,
Nah, he was all right.
Okay, was
I'll be honest.
he a Phillies opening day starter?
For like 3 years in a row.
Yeah,
Probably 2 years.
I think it was 2.
The one guy that always kind of flew under the radar for me, like he was in the league a long time, and I don't think I realized how truly long it was until I just looked it up. Dexter Fowler was in the league for a very long time. And his main accomplishment, his one accomplishment is one All-Star game. That never won a Gold Glove, never won a Silver Slugger, no big awards, but one All-Star game in 16. I don't want to say towards the back end of his career, probably a little past the middle. But like Dexter Fowler was in the league for close to 15 years. Chicago, you made it with. That was the year Chicago won their World Series.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's just crazy, man. Like,
that was also a special year. That was just a special year for a lot of players on that team.
That was a fun year for baseball.
Two players I got to ask you guys about. Scott Williamson and Todd Hollandsworth. 1996 and 1999 Rookie of the Years.
Todd Hollandsworth.
Red Sox?
God, I can't.
I wonder with the Dodgers. Did he play with the Red Sox at all? No, he did play with the Reds, though.
Right, like, I was 7 and 8 years old, so my knowledge is a little bit beneath that for rookies in the year.
My bad. What about Dontrelle Willis? What about Dontrelle?
D-Train. D-Train. I remember watching Chris Coughlin. Chris Coughlin's biggest highlight isn't even his Rookie of the Year. It's him slipping over. Who did he slip over? The catcher. Was it
Buster Posey?
Was it Yachty?
Was it Posey?
Yeah, it was Yachty. Yeah, it was against the Cardinals.
Yeah, it was the Cardinals.
Did the flip over a Yachty and touched home.
My bad. It was Chris Coughlin, I'm pretty sure, that hit the ball where, if I'm thinking correctly, Scott Cousins was the one that collided with Buster Posey and broke his ankle.
Yes.
Might have been Chris.
That was a big change in baseball. So, Damon, it's kind of funny you brought up the year that Todd Hollandsworth won a Rookie of the Year for the NL, because I'm scrolling through the list right now. You remember who won the MVP in the NL that year? I think it was his only good year in all of baseball. Like
what year? 96?
No. 96. He went to 2 All-Star games. He got 3 Gold Gloves all in a row, and then he just kind of fell off a little bit. It's just kind of funny. I keep forgetting this dude exists, and he passed away over 20 years ago, which is crazy.
Who the hell are you talking?
Talking about Ken Caminiti.
Yeah. That's a name you don't hear unless someone's reminiscing.
He won the MVP in 96. He was out of baseball in 01, and he died in 04.
Yeah, I was just watching a Instagram reel that was talking about him. Said he had one of the strongest arms in all of baseball. Dude was sitting on his butt, turned over and just tossed the ball to first. Absolute piss missile. Dude was out by a mile, and I was like, all right, so that's what them things did to you. All right, good to know.
Dude was on another level.
Some of that arm candy.
Speaking about another level, MLB just dropped its pitcher power rankings, and it's a list of 10, but I think the top 3 is where we'll hold them to, because I feel like we can go with a gold, silver, bronze kind of style. If we want to flip them around, we can.
Good way to look at it.
Number one spot, I don't think really surprised anyone. It's Paul Skeens. Number 2 is Garrett Crochet, and 3 is Logan Webb from the Giants. I'll give my first opinion, then I'll flip it to you boys. Paul Skeens does not surprise me being number one. I mean, if he was on any other team, he would be 5-0 right now with probably over 50 strikeouts. Like, Garrett Crochet unfortunately took the loss today against Seattle, but regardless, he's still having a great year. Logan Webb kind of surprised me, but I think the Giants overall surprised me because I don't think anyone expected them to start as hot as they did. But I mean, obviously we're still in April and anything can happen. I was kind of surprised that one bad outing for Hunter Green took him off the list. Because I mean, Hunter Green has had probably one of the better starts to the year I think we've seen. And unfortunately, he got hit around a little bit in his last start. I think they ranked him maybe 4th or 5th. But if I'm going Hunter Green over Logan Webb, like, my personal opinion, I would slide Green into 3rd. Probably put Logan Webb 4th. But I wouldn't change the first two, but I would slide Green into 3rd. And I'll flip it to you boys. I mean, what did you think when you saw this?
I mean, me personally, I wasn't surprised at all, but it's kind of hurt that my dude, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name, but Shoto Imagawa?
Imanaga.
Imanaga, thank you. Okay, my apologies. I've been playing a lot of franchise and Road to the Show, and that's been my guy, so I've been tuning into the Cubs a little more, and the fact that he's not on there, but a guy like Hunter Green's on there. I mean, he's 2-1 with a 2.38 ERA, 6 starts, 27 strikeouts. Hunter Green's 2-2, 35 strikeouts. Very nice. I don't know. If a guy like Hunter Green's able to be 4th on the list, why isn't my guy, Shota? I'm looking at his baseball records. Why is he even on the list? Put some respect on my dude's name. That's all I gotta say. That's the only crime I have noticed. I got the DA's office looking at it right now to see if we got anything to move forward. So
let us know if you find any actual incriminating evidence, and we'll bring it in discovery, and we'll talk about it at the next meeting.
I'm going to prosecute these sons of bitches. We're going to get you.
Hey, we are only a fair and educated trial-based group here. We will only go by facts.
I like that.
So, Skeens and Crochet, I mean, they're both pitching great. It's hard to take either one of them out of 1 and 2. 3, listen, Webb's pitching fantastic for a very surprising team right now. But I gotta say, with the absence of Green in 3rd, it's tough because you feel like the bronze could be interchangeable between several people. And I think pitcher power rankings is a very opinion-based listing. Sure, stats don't lie, but what you do on the mound compared to stats, 2 different things. I mean, shit, you could have a guy who's striking out 19 people a game, leading the league in strikeouts, no problem, punching people out everywhere, except he gives up 12 walks and 6 runs per game. But they're still going to have him towards the top because of strikeouts. Strikeouts are what's sexy. Always have been for pitchers. You could easily have Yamamoto, Wheeler, Luzardo, a couple other guys, all within that 3rd A, B, C, D, E. And it's not that hard to interchange them. And you shouldn't really bat an eye. Yamamoto's pitched great. Wheeler's pitched very well. He's just been unlucky as hell. His last 2 starts against the Mets combined, 19 in the 3rd innings, 2 earned runs, 0 wins. I'm sorry, 17 in the 3rd, not 19 in the 3rd. That's more than 2 games. But yeah, it's hard to this early gauge power rankings for pitchers because it could change one start. Obviously, you just said it with Hunter Green. Skeens could go out and give up 4 home runs and 3 walks in the game, and he could drop down to 5th. So it's too hard this early to care about pitcher power rankings. It is what it is. But yes, he should be 5-0 if he was on a good team. The future former Pirate, Paul Skeens.
The one thing I do want to mention is that if you boys want to watch a good pitching matchup tomorrow, Paul Skeens is facing the Dodgers, and opposing him is Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and be a nice little matchup there on the West Coast.
Yeah, like I said, you got
So
What time?
1 and 3.
7 o'clock my time.
to go off topic a little bit,
Yeah,
I've been watching a lot of baseball movies lately. Like I always keep Ken Burns' baseball in rotation, but I usually just throw on a baseball movie. Usually as background noise when I'm doing stuff for the pod or working on behind the scenes. I don't know what the hell it is, but I keep watching this Yogi Berra documentary, and I want to get the name right because I want you guys to watch it if you find it. It's called It Ain't Over, and it's his 3 sons and I believe his oldest granddaughter, just walking through his life and all that. Dude, Yogi Berra, what a guy, man.
he's a dog.
Like when they had the All-Star game in Cincinnati, they brought out like the 4 best living players at the time. And off the top of my head, I think it was Johnny Bench, Willie Mays. For some reason, I can't remember the other 2. But one of them wasn't Yogi Berra.
What year?
Oh, I don't remember. Well, he passed in 2015, so it had to be. Yeah, it had to be 2015. But I forget who the other 2 guys were. But it was funny because, like his granddaughter mentioned, she was like, "Hold on, like my grandfather has more World Series rings than all of these guys combined. He's got more All-Star games than all these guys combined. He's done all this, and he's not even mentioned." And I was like, "Okay, this is interesting." Great documentary. I highly recommend it. I think I watched it on Netflix. It might still be up there, but just put it out there. It's a great watch.
Dude, Yogi Berra having more rings than no, come on, dude. He has more rings than 10 franchises put together.
He has 10 rings.
Yeah, I like it.
There's 4 teams without a ring. 5?
Padres, Brewers, Rockies, and Mariners. So yeah, 5.
Yeah. So, I mean, automatically that's 5 right there. And then you got what? 8 teams with 1?
Yeah,
So
like
he would be 3rd all time. There's only 2 teams that have more than 10.
Yeah. So the Cardinals and the Yanks.
Yeah. He'd be literally in 2nd. He'd be in 3rd by 1 ring, which is absolute.
Come on. How is he never in the conversation of GOAT? Like,
okay, so here it is. So the 4 players that were honored, the greatest living players, were Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Sandy Koufax, and Johnny Bench. So,
well, we got 2 left.
Yogi Berra got left off that list, which is mental, especially behind Johnny Bench.
Yeah, that one,
That's rough, man. That's rough. Like, I give all the respect to him, not just because of him as a player, because him as a mind. Johnny Bench as a human mind is completely different than almost anybody that the game's ever had. And Jay, you would know much better than me. The guy is a literal, quote, genius.
Are we talking Berra or Bench?
Berra. No, we all know Bench. Bench was the greatest home run hitting catcher of all time. I don't know about the defense, but Berra, I mean, come on. It's not like the dude was doing something wrong.
No. I won't spoil it, but I mean, the documentary has it all, and you know what Yogi went through, and tell you what, there was a lot of shit in there that I didn't know. God damn, man. Also on the topic, George Steinbrenner for what he did to Yogi Berra. That was some dirt ball move. I won't spoil it, but I'll leave it at that.
All right, now I need to watch this. Nobody comes with my dog. Ah,
dude, it's brutal, but it's a good watch. Rich, you had brought up an interesting topic earlier, and
yeah, this one kind of struck a nerve. So yesterday during the Phillies game, a reverse call occurred in the game in extras when Casty was on first. Castellanos, for you non-Casty people. He was on first, and good old trumpet sit owner Diaz was not feeling himself yesterday. Very well apparent. He had 2 disengagements, and we all know the rule now. It's 3 disengagements. It's considered a balk within 1 inning. He had 3 disengagements. He stepped off twice. The first time was a step off, and then he threw a pick off to first. And then he stepped off again. Automatically, the first base ump signaled balk. Guess he was at second. And extras now, after the Phillies just went up a run, that was huge. Absolutely huge, because you just put another person in scoring position. And then let's just say the meeting of the minds occurred. Whatever. All the umps decided to join in, have that little good old blue man group conference, and they stood there, they talked, and they overturned the balk call, even though that was 3 disengagements. They said the last one didn't count because they pulled the pitcher because he got, not that he got injured, he was injured, alleged, but he still did it. You shouldn't be able to overturn something that happens regardless. I don't know if that's in the rules where if the pitcher's hurt, it doesn't count. But they already signaled it. He touched second. He was on second. The play was already underway. And then he lined up on the mound to throw another pitch. Didn't do it because then the trainer came out. I'm not bitching about what happened. I'm bitching about how it happened because they were this close to throwing the next pitch, which would have null and voided it. Like, you can't go back after the next play occurred. It's just like football. You hurry up offense. This way you can't get caught for something stupid. I don't get. You have the people who are in charge of upholding the rules, and they get to make it up as they go, or just change and say, screw it, we're doing what we want. You give me your opinion on it, because I think it's absolutely stupid. Cost us a run, potential run.
I mean, I'll just make mine quick. I just feel like we're at a point with baseball where they're trying to make it very advantageous for the fans and the fans only, to where I truly don't know what the hell's going on with the umpires nowadays. There's so many video reviews and so much stuff that's going on that there could be something that's been implemented into the game that I have not paid attention to nor cared to. That's like, oh wow, that's a new thing. I don't know. There's a new rule. There's a new, rule 31 section A get the hell out of here, dude. Like, just
Paragraph
make it very
14B.
clear. Yeah, dude. It's just like, what are we doing here? Why are we making it like a whole loss type of situation? I don't get it. So, I mean, for me, I've gotten to a point where it's just like, do away with the umpires union. I think I said in the last one, sometimes they need to get suspended. Sometimes, stuff like this, there needs to be a slap on the wrist to the umpires to where it's like, hey man, now you're interfering with the game of play. Like, figure it out. But that's just me. Like I said, I want to make it quick. Jay Schmoney, how you feel about it?
So, I mean, listen, we're talking about umpires here, right? Like, umpires. The guys who pretty much control the game. They make all the decisions. And the one thing that we need to remember about umpires is that they are a part of a group that is very hard to get past. And what I mean by that is they are a part of a union. And as a union member myself, not an umpire union.
Thank goodness.
They stand by their own in the union. I mean, the one thing they're not going to do is they're not going to fire you. Not unless you do something that's just like blatantly horrible and you give them no choice. But for the most part, an umpire is never going to be put in that position where they do something awful. Except blow calls, but like I said, they won't be fired for it. So,
we had Angel Hernandez for ever.
And I mean, like, and here's the thing. It's not that they won't get fired for it. It's more the fact that they won't even be punished for bad calls. Like, we have seen umpires who have ranked in the hundreds. Like, some of the worst umpires have been umpires for game-changing playoff games, like Game 7s, we've seen the umpire ranked like 110 behind the plate. Like, this guy could not call a game with 20/20 vision, perfect glasses, and an overhead view of the strike zone. Like, the guy is horrible. And this is who they put behind the plate for a game 7. Like, I mean, obviously we want the game to be perfect, but it sucks to say, but this is just what makes baseball baseball.
Human
And
error.
it's all about human error. We saw the ABS system in spring training, and I mean, for the most part, it looked good. The players took advantage of it,
Seemed like it
and
worked.
and if everything goes correctly, we may see it next year. You know, we'll get into that when the offseason rolls around again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing you can really do. Like, looking back, you can just be like, these umpires blow. Like, they suck. I can't take it anymore. Welcome to baseball. This is what it is. It's unfortunate. It really is. But once you watch as many games as we have, you just kind of get used to either the umpires blowing the game, your favorite team blowing the game. Like, it just, you take the bad with all the good, and then you take the good with all the bad, depending on, who you're rooting for. That's baseball.
It will forever remind me with the umpires and the way they get away with what they get away with. It will forever remind me of being that kid in class, and you actually know the teacher's wrong, and you tell the teacher they're wrong, and the teacher refuses to look it up. And then you guys just make eye contact. And it's all I envision is that Matilda scene. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it. And it's just, you're absolutely right. There's no checks and balances when it comes to being an umpire. I mean, shit. Like, just take them out back behind the tool shed, cut a switch, do some work, say what's up, shake their hand when you're done, and say, all right, see you tomorrow. Sometimes you just need that good old fashioned justice beatdown. I know it's not going to happen. But it'll be nice.
Want me to be honest with you, you definitely took a sharp 90-degree turn on me. I thought you were going to say, when you're a kid and you knew your teacher was a drunk, so you didn't want to listen to her. And I was like, yeah, I had that happen one time. My buddy told me, yeah, we had a teacher that was
left field right there.
He had a little
unintended.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dog. I had a teacher that had a little bit of a pot belly, and for sure was like, oh no,
I was never your teacher.
No. So I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, I haven't listened to that teacher. My buddy told me she had that pot belly because she drank a lot of wine with his aunt. He knew the teacher from outside of school. We had the inside scoop, so I was like, oh, your pot belly isn't because you're pregnant. You don't have that kind of pot belly for 8 months. No, it's a beer gut. Women could have them too. Didn't know it. Didn't know it.
I said it last week, and I'll say it again this week. We here at Chuck the Pond love women. We apologize.
We love women. I'm sorry.
We apologize for any negative connotations that have ever been given off by any man.
That was not a negative connotation. That was just pure honesty. If I had a male teacher that was a drunk, I don't think I'd listen to him either, bro. Your breath smells like alcohol. Please back up off me. Had that happen too, but he was cool. He was like knowing he was drunk, so like he wasn't too much of like a stickler.
A lot of movie days.
We had something called probably shouldn't say it actually. Shouts out to him. I have some buddies that watch this.
Yeah, no names.
Like, damn, man, why you shout him out like that? No. Like, I have anybody I know that watches it. No, not even the name. I'm saying I was about to say a club that we had at school, and I was like, oh yeah, no, that's like a very specific club, very niche to what he said. But shouts out to him. Watched a lot of baseball in his class. Right when he found out my dad was a baseball player, did not care what anybody else thought. We're watching baseball. This was a history class. Why were we watching baseball and history? We're not watching 42. No. We're watching like current games, like ESPN in class. Like, homie's just, hey, Damon, what do you think about this right here?
I would take that any day. Go to class, watch baseball.
And Damon's like, can I just finish my test? He's like, you gotta be shut up.
I tell you? Obviously, if you follow us on the gram, you saw it. You may not have, but last week I picked up MVP Baseball 2005. And if you don't know, it is
Throwback.
single-handedly the greatest baseball game ever created. And Damon, you'll
Manny Ramirez.
I immediately went into owner mode because I was like, I got to do it. And I set a fantasy draft. And of course, I gave myself first pick because I wanted to see who all was in there, who I remembered. A lot of names, dude.
Redrafted the whole
Some
league,
of the
right?
names. Oh, yeah. Some of the names I came
Perfect.
across, I was like, holy. And as I was playing this game, I was like, you know what? 2005, we still had like cheat codes. So I went on the laptop, pulled up the cheat codes for MVP 05, unlocked everything. I was like, why am I wasting my time grinding this shit when Game Shark is still hanging around giving us the answer?
Oh, yeah.
So I unlocked everything, got all the stadiums, played a couple games at Veterans Stadium, shout out Philadelphia. And
Do you have
my first game,
big head mode?
no, I didn't have big head mode. I all I wanted to do was just unlock everything so I could just have it. And I went to owner mode. I did a fantasy draft. First game I played, I went up against, I think, the Giants.
Wait, you're not going to tell us
And
who your first pick was?
My first pick?
What? Yeah.
I took Pedro Martinez.
Attaboy.
Yeah, sure.
Attaboy,
Pedro Martinez was the GOAT in that game.
Listen, I get it. He was on him.
So I
You
forgot the
take John
Giants
Dowd?
had the second. The Giants had the second pick behind me, and they took John Dowd. Of course,
As they
when
should.
John Dowd's first at bat, he crushes one into the bay, and I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. You know who's batting third in that lineup, Damon?
Demeet Hook.
Demeet Hook. You know what Demeet Hook did?
What?
Took my ass to the bay. Crushed a home run. I was like, I have no idea how to play this game anymore. I
I
totally
like how
forgot.
you use my dad as like the barrier for like, okay, John Dowd, it's expected. Dimitri Young, nah, that's some bullshit. That shouldn't be.
Listen. Listen, when I saw him walk up to the plate, I was like, Meat Hook against Martinez, no problem, brother. Sit down. When he took that two-seam fastball into the bay, I was like, oh Lord. I was like, oh, that ball ain't coming back.
What was it?
Yeah, your pops got me on that one.
Which baseball game had Halliday on the cover? Was that 2K12?
Yeah.
It's 2K11.
Was it
11?
2K12 is Justin Verlander.
Okay.
And just to have you know, my dad is freaking 5 for 16 off of Pedro.
Is he really?
Yeah, he has a 313 average.
That's solid.
Damn, I did not do my scouting report correctly. I pitched to them.
Dan, just saying.
Can we edit the clip of him saying Yankees are my daddy? To saying Dimitri is my daddy?
I mean, what can I say? Just tip my hat and call Dimitri my daddy.
Like,
because it would just be hilarious.
Baseball 05 is still the greatest game of all time. I'm having a lot of fun playing it, and I'm so glad I was able to get it again.
So, are you any plans to get college baseball?
So when I was at the store picking up MVP baseball, I did look for the college game, and I did not see it.
Was that 06?
I'll probably just 06 was
NCAA 06, right? Yeah.
But I mean, I could probably go on Amazon right now and
you're gonna spend a pretty penny.
Baseball 2 07. Oh, there it is. 06, $17. I can get it on April 27th. Might have to do that a little later.
Might have to holler at your boy.
That is awesome.
So the one thing I did want to ask Damon too, and not to talk the whole episode about Meat Hook. So I know your dad has a pretty extensive card collection, and I don't know why I thought about this. Does your dad have a Honus Wagner or no? No.
So my dad only collected PSA 10s, and like if there are any cards that didn't come in a PSA 10 variant, simply don't want to collect it. I mean, there are cards that he could have owned. I mean, for example, 1948 Jackie Robinson has had plenty of opportunities to own. It just wasn't a PSA 10. And I mean, you hear guys talk, well, the value is, I mean, at the time, there was no real, there was value to the cards. I mean, he was at one point spent 120, it was 125 or 150 on a card. And that was like 05, 06. So, I mean, even then that there were cards that were going for that much, but it wasn't like you were thinking about buying one of those cards, holding it, and then it being worth $9 million today. I mean, if you told my dad in 05, hey, you buy this and it's, I mean, they say it's worth 9 million. At the end of the day, it's worth whatever someone buys it at, I mean, I can tell you this bottle of water right here is worth $2, and you're like, hell no, it's not. And then you go to the airport and you're like, oh shit, it's actually worth $6.50 here. Okay, so yeah, I'll take that bottle for $2.50. You can't take it from me now. You're at the airport. See, same things value different in different aspects, and certain people value it differently. But yeah, only had PSA 10s, and I would say, because I've talked to him many times, I don't think there is a card that he wasn't able to get into a 10. I mean, he was one of the first people, if not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that he wanted most.
He collects what he collects.
Yeah, and I mean, for him, he was one of the very first people that did the review process with PSA, because it's all subjective. I mean, there's 3 of us on the podcast. I could send a card in 3 times and have 3 different people view the card. It's just how it works. So you could think it's a 10. I could think it's an 8. Jay could think it's a 9. And we're all subjectively right in our own opinions, but that right there detriments the value of the card. And I mean, if my dad had because my dad had a PSA 9 Willie Mays rookie that's now an ISA 9, I mean, it's worth 7 figures. And I mean, if it was a 10 and it was in a PSA holder, I could see 10 plus. But again, I could see it selling for as little as 5. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's definitely depends on the auction, depends on who's bidding with who. There's so many different factors to it that, I mean, you see all these guys talk about, I have $100 million collection, go and sell it, and they get $36 million for it. And it's like, oh, so you had a $36 million collection and a $74 million ego, or is that a $64 million ego? My apologies. I think it's $64 million ego.
Yeah.
It happens.
So I'm glad she brought that up, Jay. I mentioned it I sent it to our group. See, if you, I'm not sure if you noticed it or not, the fact that eBay is now offering PSAs when purchasing cards. So you can automatically have it PSA'd and graded before it even arrives to you. Did you look into that, or did you even notice the article I sent?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I definitely took a little bit of a sabbatical from cards and everything, just because of how monopolized and saturated things are becoming. I mean,
volatile.
The exclusivity. Yeah, it's a very volatile market, and I mean, I'll put it like this. I was on the phone with one of my guys today. He's one of my buyers, and he works in private sales as well. I mean, me putting money with him together, we're putting 10 grand together. If he's working anything with 5 grand or less, he handles it himself. So like, that's where it's like, if I want to work in that private sector, I'm needing to have, I mean, there was one bat that I need to pull out 30 grand for, where I was just like, okay, this is big dog stuff right here. And that's just having to work in that realm to make an actual living, to where I'm not having to be under the confinements or under the restrictions of, said entities that own everything in memorabilia at this point. Because the saturation kills everything. It ruins the market. I mean, you have guys that are signing for as little as 30,000 that are first round picks, and then they go to retire and they're like, well, why can't I sign for this amount? Why can't I do this? And it's like, bro, you slutted out your signature for $3 a signature at what, 10,000 cards? So that's 30,000 right there, and you're happy with yourself. I wouldn't be that happy if I signed for 2.5 million and then I'm taking 30,000 to sign. I mean, I take that 2.5 million, see that I'm sitting comfortably. And I mean, and that's just literally speaking on 2 of my buddies that have been drafted over the past 5 years. One was a first rounder, one was a second rounder, and both signed for 2.5, ironically, and both signed with said company around $30,000 each. One might have gone for $40,000, but $4 a signature. Like that's not too expensive, my guy. You're just working in mass volume where you're diluting everything. But yeah, memorabilia is kind of in a it's kind of in an awkward position. That's all I can say. All I got to tell you, kids, is don't listen to any of those gurus online. That's about it. I
So
mean,
what you're
you're
saying
set
is
back by a lot of
don't pay attention to the guys who do 700 person live TikTok and box openings and shit.
nah, because I mean, like if you go do, I mean, first of all, if I start doing the backside of all that, because I've worked with guys that work with the top breakers that do $200,000 to $300,000 a day in breaking. Yeah, those guys are scummy. Anyways, back to what we were saying. No,
Not
there's
surrounded
just a
by them.
saturation. Yeah, not surrounded by, especially with that Nick Kurt that we started off with. Oh, but anyways, yeah, dude.
How great is that?
The whole memorabilia market. Yeah, that is amazing. But like I said, dude, the memorabilia market is definitely in a downward trend, and where you would make money is like, so I got this right here. It's the final bat at Tiger Stadium, like so final home run. I think I've showed this to you guys.
Yeah. It's show and tell. I love
And
it.
then
Shame at you.
yeah. And then this is like my dad's 3 home runs on opening day. So
I love when
That's a
that
great
video
bet.
pops up.
Wedding present.
so if you guys are ever looking to get memorabilia, definitely acquire bats like that have some sort of significance. Just don't pay an absurd amount on it.
This is my baby right here. My pride and joy. I love this bat.
Yeah,
Bonnie
speaking to you.
Irvin of the Newark Eagles when he was playing in the Negro League before he joined up with the Giants. That is hands down my favorite bat. And I have an autographed ball. It's in my case. I don't want to grab it because it's a little hot in the house. Hands are sweaty and I don't want to smudge. So,
And you just had
but
that pop.
that thing sits. Yeah, I did eat popcorn. I've been drinking beer. It's just not a good combination for an autographed ball.
Dude, what did you, when you got that bat, was it already graded and certified?
Yeah. I
Okay.
actually got it for Christmas from my sister. Well, I mean, she asked me, she was like, well, what do you want for Christmas? Like, I want to get you something. I said, honestly, like, I want more memorabilia in the basement. I want something nice. And I said, you know what I want? I want a nice autographed bat. And I was like, all right, who do I want? Like, what is a bat that won't break the bank, but has a lot of significant history that I can be like, yeah, this means a lot. I was like, Monty Irvin. The dude is one of my favorite storytellers. Obviously, he played the outfield with Willie Mays at the Polo Grounds. Like, the guy was there. And hearing him talk about baseball, I would put him up there with probably Buck O'Neil. Buck O'Neil is the greatest baseball storyteller of all time. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you haven't had the opportunity to listen to Buck O'Neil talk about baseball, highly recommend it. Dude is, the way he talks about it, you would think that he was in a married relationship until the unfortunate day he passed. And he was, I don't want to get it wrong, either he was the founder or the first president for the Negro League Museum. And then he passed it down to now Bob Kendrick, who's over there. Shout out Bob, doing a lot of great work. You always see him. For those who play the show and you do the Negro League moments, Bob is actually the narrator for those. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
it's awesome. Great history.
Oh, speaking of that, Jay,
Yeah.
you got great news about the Negro League Museum today.
We did.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that's fantastic. We got 2 great financial backers and 2 people who are campaigning strong for it. You got Ryan Howard and who's the Padres manager?
Mike Schilt.
Mike Shell. Yep. You got 2 guys campaigning and looking for a lifeline to add to history and keep it going. Make it better and strong.
I think this is a perfect time for MLB to step up and be like, you know what? This history does matter. Here's the $30 million you're asking for to expand. We'll take care of it. Like, this would be, I think, the
Agreed.
move that Rob Manfred could make. That I'd be like, you know what?
You're not such a bad guy.
Despite all the negative things you've done to the game over the years, this is the one positive that's going to stand out. Like,
Now,
do the right
Jay,
thing, Rob.
I know you've never been there. Damon, have you ever been to the Negro League Museum?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Your dad's been there, right?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I figured. I mean, your dad, he worked with him a little bit throughout time. You've said that before. But, like, dude, how amazing would it be if it became just easily more funded? And I don't understand why museums aren't funded so easily. But never mind. Never mind. That's just a whole argument and conversation for off camera, because that's a whole hour-long episode of that. So, yeah, guys.
I'm actually still working to try and get Bob Kendrick to do an interview, because that is one man that I would love to talk to. So, Bob, if you see this, would love to have you on, brother. Would love to talk some ball with you.
I think that would be an absolute amazing, amazing interview, especially for him, because then he would have to deal with you, and that would just make me so happy. Listen, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because dealing with you and a curator and a president and a chairman of a museum, especially something that you care this deeply about, this dude's never going to be able to shut up, because you're going to have 10 million questions for him.
I already have 20 million. I'm sitting on questions.
Exactly, dude. Like, I wasn't trying to come at you with that, at all. That's only that's pure love of the game. And I know that's all you have, especially the
honestly,
history
my
of it.
biggest accomplishment by far, we've only been in the podcasting game for a little over a year, and I'll be honest, I didn't think much of it when we first started. I didn't even think much of the behind the scenes when I started doing that. Quick drop in, new episode just released today on Hack Wilson. Me and Z worked extremely hard on it, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. But, my first episode was on Jim Devlin, and I had mentioned it to you guys in the text chat that I just felt like there was something missing. I feel like I didn't do enough, and I took a long shot on reaching out to the official MLB historian and John Thorne. And I was just like, John, I'm looking for information. If you can help me, it would mean a lot. But I'm just sending a lifeline here. And to my surprise, he actually responded, and he gave me 2 articles he wrote himself. And he said, here, take these, see if you can find anything. I did. And I'm now working on a revamped episode for Jim Devlin, because I feel like it's well deserved.
Ooh.
And I'm excited to get working on it. But John,
so is this going to be a 2-seamer?
It will be a 2-seamer. I'm going to get more information, and we're going to get another one written up.
But real quick, let me shout out that Hack Wilson.
Go ahead.
That Hack Wilson job that you just did for behind the scenes was incredible. Who would have thought that he was abandoned, and who literally would have thought that he was an OG drunk on the pond? Legit.
That was one of one. And he still holds an MLB record that I don't think will ever actually be broken. In terms of records that we talk about that are Cal Ripken's Iron Man Street, Cy Young wins, Nolan Ryan no-hitters. I don't think Hack Wilson's 190 RBIs in a season gets enough love. And I mean,
no,
we're talking about a guy where in 1 month he had 53 RBIs. Or I'm sorry, 56 RBIs on 13 home runs. Just pure another level. But I'll let you guys watch it, get more information. Like I said, we had a blast making it. Yeah, it's been a hell of a time. But Rich, you also did bring up something else, and I think it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, how incredible is this? No, how incredible is this, Jay? Hit it.
Team USA finally has their captain for the World Baseball Classic, and if you haven't heard, all rise for Aaron Judge.
Arson.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Arson Judge, known San Francisco Giant.
Yes.
I mean, is there anyone who was better deserving for this spot? I said my piece earlier. No, no one's been on his level in the past however many years. And honestly, I would feel more
as an American,
there's no one that's been on his level. And honestly, it would have been more weird if he wasn't the captain. But I'll let you boys take it.
well, this is also his first WBC. I don't remember why he didn't go last time. I don't think it was an injury. I don't know what it was. It might have been an injury. Either that or he was just working shit out. Do I think there was a better choice for a captain? No. Do I think there was a better veteran presence to be the captain? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've heard from 3 different managers, not me personally, but they've said it, that there is one guy who has been the best locker room addition that their team has ever had, and that's Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber is to locker rooms what Barry Bonds is to home runs. It's just what you get. You get the guy who shows up and does his job. Barry Bonds' job was to hit home runs towards the end of his career when his head became the size of a watermelon. Kyle Schwarber's job is to be a leader. And Kyle Schwarber has always been a leader, no matter what team he's on. Even when he was a rookie and still a catcher for the Cubs. He made the 2 appearances behind the plate, but he was drafted as a catcher. You gotta go with experience. I understand who's more experienced than basically the greatest American hitter on the planet right now, second greatest hitter on the planet, period. Aaron Judge, it's a shoo-in. It makes sense. Aaron's never done it all. Schwarber's the only person on the planet who's hit a home run in the World Baseball Classic Championship, NLDS, ALDS, NLCS, World Series, and a wild card game. I mean, the dude's put up or shut up when it comes to big moments. Arson's had a few moments, but he did not. He just shut up. But I'm happy that he is, because it's good that youth is the captain. Do we really want to say he's useful still? I don't know. That's baseball's gray area when it comes to youth, because you could be considered one of the younger guys in the league one year, and the next year you're considered one of the older guys. So it depends on whether or not your team has money. Yeah, I just think it's fantastic. They already named their captain, and they're thinking about it. And I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It really is nice that they're actually putting a little bit more effort into it compared to throwing Trout as the captain a couple years ago. And he was hurt 4 years prior to it, and then the next 3 years. So yeah, it's nice they're putting someone who's always available. Hey, what do you guys say about the World Baseball Classic?
I mean, again, I don't think there's anybody else in the MLB that is worthy of being in that position that is American. So it's not much I can say. Congrats to him.
The old red,
Go
white,
win.
and the blue.
Yeah, go win for the red, white, and blue. You know, but like, there's like, who are we going to argue that deserves to be there? You know what I mean? There's no one. So I can't even.
I had an argument, but it's not an argument. It's a suggestion.
I don't even have a suggestion for it. It's just like, he's here. Everyone else is here.
Wait, I don't know how the kids do it now.
Oh, hold on. You do the heart. And how did you get the heart on your screen? Damn it. I can't get my. Put the heart up, eh? Damn it.
No, it's because I'm on my phone.
Probably. I don't know.
That's
man. I don't
an
know.
automatic Apple job where they're like,
Yeah, I think it's just like Apple recognition.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you kids do it now where it's or whatever. It's weird. That just made me feel weird.
Let's get into final thoughts, okay? Jay, how you feeling, brother?
I'll be honest, I just stepped in a batter's box and Aroldis Chapman just threw 104 past me, and I didn't even get a chance to adjust my batting gloves. All right, I guess I'm up for final thoughts. Hey, caught me on guard here, I'll be honest. I actually do have something I want to talk about. Shout out Alex Call of the Nationals, because his baseball savant page is literally one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And shout out to the page on Instagram that posted it, because I wouldn't have seen it without it. Alex Call ranks in the 99th percentile in whiff rate at 9.3, 100% in chase percentage, 98 in K percentage, and 96 in walk percentage. This dude, my man, that ball's out of the zone, he ain't swinging. That ball's in the zone, he's swinging. Like, I have never seen a baseball savant page as red in those 4 areas as that. Like, and they're all in a line. It's not like they're like one up here, one down here, like they're spread out. No,
yeah.
it's in a line. The dude is running the strike zone. I mean, I don't think his stats have. I mean, yeah, he's hitting 311, which is a solid number. His OPS is 814. He just happens to play for the Nationals, and he's got no home runs, 1 stolen base, 7 runs though, 14 hits and 45 at bats. But yeah, shout out Alex Call doing his damn thing up there.
So he's not an everyday play.
Nah.
Okay.
In a outfield with James Wood and Dylan Cruz. I can't remember who the hell that third outfielder is.
The
Young.
Yes, Jake Young.
Something like that.
Yeah. Dude, real quick. Things that you mentioned that. Let's give a shout out real quick to Jacob Wilson. Up until last night.
I was an Oaks native. If he's from the same county I'm from, his dad. Yeah, his senior year, he played with Mac. Yeah, and my apologies. So his senior year, a little fun fact about Jacob Wilson. Jack Wilson, his father, coached against my dad. So my dad's team had Boston Bateman, 2nd-round pick by the San Diego Padres last year. Jack's team had Charlie Psalm, who I think is a catcher at Stanford still, Rock Reggio, who was a 4th-round pick by the Yankees, Max Muncy, who was a 1st-round pick by the Oakland Athletics, and Jacob Wilson, who was a 1st-round pick by the Oakland Athletics. He had 5 top 5. He had, hold on, Rock, Boston, Jacob. He had 4 top 4 round guys and 1 high school game and 2 former big leaguers.
Overachiever.
It was just one of the craziest things.
That's awesome.
When you look back at it, you're like, oh, it was nothing crazy. But then, when it was happening, it was like, oh, that's nothing crazy. But when I look back at it, I'm like,
you have one of the most stacked high school rosters of all time. It's cool.
Yeah, I was like, that was like absurd to like, okay, I forgot that happened.
So yeah, like I said, by the way, David, thank you for that. That's awesome. Shout out to Jacob Wilson for being the first ever player I've ever seen, almost a full month into the season, where his OPS is the exact same as his batting average, because he's had 0 walks up until last night. It was 337, but he was hitting.
Well,
it's OBS, not OPS. His on-base percentage was
and it
all
wasn't
because of the batting average.
And it wasn't just his first walk. That was the first time he's had a 3-ball count.
Correct.
He's never had a 3-ball count until last
How
night.
Incredible is that?
And he hadn't had a walk. I've said this multiple damn times on this podcast, and people are now starting to notice it, but it's not because of me. It's because they're actually just watching clips. Jacob Wilson has the most insane batting stance I have ever seen in my entire life. I have never seen somebody move so much before the pitch is thrown.
It's a lot.
Into his actual swing. Like, his foot is constantly tapping. His elbows are moving. That pitch is coming and his bat's wiggling. I'm like, holy dude. The fact that he's actually making solid contact
every at bat.
Like, if it works, it works. Keep doing
because
it.
Because he's also not striking out.
I've never seen it.
He's also not striking out. The dude is a contact machine.
Like,
the only person I've ever seen move more is
Sheffield. That's just.
Oh, no. Garcia Park. Man, that dude did not stop moving. Listen, Sheffield was just a much more violent movement before he swung. Garcia Parra was just, the dude needed Adderall. I'm not even going to make the jokes that I was going to make. Nope. I'll say it off camera.
So, to finish my final thought, because we got a little off topic there, we brought it back last week, but obviously we're bringing it back again. On this day in baseball history, April 24th of 1945, at a meeting of owners in Cleveland, Albert Happy Chandler is voted commissioner to succeed the late Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis. Why this is important? Well, during Happy Chandler's time in baseball, that's when Jackie Robinson was brought into the major leagues. which Kennesaw Mountain Landis was violently against, and he died. So, each Mountain Landis, and thank you, Happy Chandler. But which one of you boys wants to step up to the plate next?
I'll step up because Richie Six Beers, I need you to give us a sick home run for the ending, all right? You got a runner on first and second, okay? My final thought, listen, I am very excited for the season. Someone like Jacob Wilson gives me hope that baseball is not completely dead, and there are people that are revitalizing the old way of playing, and it is still a fun way of playing. Stop saying Luis Ariz is not marketable. 2, your favorite top 10 pitcher in the world, Trevor Bauer, is getting shell-shocked in Japan. Okay, let me tell you guys why he's not in the MLB. I have this from former teammates of him. He is a personal cancer, okay? He's not top 10 when he's facing top. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are high school kids that are better than people that he's facing. And to round it off, man, shouts out to everybody that tunes in. I hope you guys are having a blessed time this year. Your birthday's around the corner. Happy birthday. If your birthday's past, I hope you had a happy belated. But your boy, D Shmoney over here, the one, the only, the stat guy, just hoping that you guys are staying blessed. Six Beers, how we feeling, brother?
Oh, you want a sick home run? I'll give you a sick home run. You want to be shell-shocked with Trevor Bauer? I'll do you one better. This is going to be an absolute sniper shot from a grand. A grand is over a mile in sniper terms. Imagine in the intro, there's a guy who really is about that life. He's a dog. And he really, really had let everyone know that he's a dog for most of his career. Tommy Pham. Apparently, Tommy Pham does not like to be touched by fans. And we saw this occur in a game the other night where the fans touched him while he was fielding a ball in the left field corner. They reached over the fence in LA. Well, I'm sorry, not LA, because that's BS. It's Anaheim. I hate that made me do that. They touched him. He kind of turned back, stared at the fan, and was like, "You done messed up, hey, Ron. You done messed up." Goes back out after he tosses the ball in, field position, and gives him that lovely, lovely young adults dirt bike type feel, 2-stroke motion with his hands, and does it right below the belly. That's a good old down in the region. Tommy Pham is not that guy to be messed with. We've heard this. It's not a story because his victim confirmed it. Chuck Peterson got slapped for talking some trash during fantasy football. Tommy Pham is about that life. He is a dog. Allegedly, he's been stabbed before. So, yeah, Tommy Pham, he's got that fight immediately after the game where he got accosted physically by a fan the other night in Anaheim. He decided to share a picture on his IG story. Did you guys see this by chance?
Think so.
It was of two letters that represents a vehicle for destruction. And those two letters are AR. He decided to share a picture of his personal AR on his IG and kind of said, "Turn up. I dare you. Turn up." There's got to be a moment in time where you say, "Tommy, I don't know if that was a good idea. I don't know if that was a good idea."
We're talking about Tommy Pham here.
I mean, he's been on how many
Tommy
teams
Pham only
in the past
cares about
years?
what Tommy Pham says.
Well, dude, I'll be honest with you. One time I was on Instagram, I was going through the comments, and it was funny because it had nothing to do with baseball. It was literally talking about ownership of supercars. And out of nowhere, guess who you see in the comments? Tommy Pham talking about what exact car he owns, the exact year, the make, the model, how much it's worth.
The license
I was
plate.
just like, he shared a
Pull up
lot
on
of
it.
information. And what was funny was I didn't realize who it was for the longest time because I screenshotted the comment, sent it to my buddy who
where I laughed about it, my buddy would always talk about Tommy Pham having the worst beard in the MLB. And that's how I learned about who Tommy Pham was as a person. So when I saw him arguing in the comments, and I'm like, yo, who's this random blue check arguing with some nobody that would never afford a Lamborghini? Like, I was so confused about that. I had a guy that would never own a Lamborghini. And then you got Tommy Pham over there just, yeah, man, I've made like 300,000 in owning my cars. Like, do you even know what it's like? And it's like, boss, no, I don't. I really don't. Like, okay, do you want to like not yell at me about it? Like, my talent in life wasn't swinging a bat. I swear to you, you do not know how many times I've told my dad that, okay? My dad's like, it's fine. He's told me it's all right by now. But yeah, dude, I had to send it to my buddy, and we laughed about it because right when I clicked on his page, I knew who he was because of the beard. That's all it took, was like having a look at the dude. That's the guy you keep sending me. And then I realized he was a baseball player. Would you look at that? The dude plays baseball. I thought he was just one of those, journeymen that just is here today, gone tomorrow. No, homie's like he's there, you're going to show up to a game. You're going to see Tommy on the field.
He's a cowboy, man. He is a cowboy.
Modern day Milton Bradley.
All right. Yep. All right. I think that's a good way to end it. Oh, wait. Jay, you and I discovered something amazing last week. And we're going to give one last shout out, and this is how we're going to end it. We're not going to comment after. Hello, Singapore. Shout out, Singapore.
All the homies in Singapore.
We love y'all. Thank you.
We love you.
You're not knowing Korean.
I need you to do me a favor, baby. Hit that music. It's time to get the hell on out of here. Peace.